A portion of this video is brought to you by Friendspire.
The show is about Dr. Homi Bhabha and Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, two of the finest scientific minds our country has ever produced. One, the father of Indian nuclear physics, and the other, the founder of the Indian National Committee for Space Research or INCOSPAR, which is called ISRO today. The show is a mix of fiction and real life events as any biopic to dramatize the events for the benefit of entertainment. We begin in 1962 when India is losing the war to China due to its advanced military status. Physicist Homi Bhabha, who is portrayed by Jim Saar, is pushing for atomic bombs, not as a way not for using them, but as a deterrent, so to seem imposing and threatening as a nation with a bomb, without being barbaric. While Vikram Sarabhai, a Gandhian played by Ishwak Singh, once Bhabha's protege, then friend, then estranged friend, is actively against this. Why produce something that could destroy continents of time and space just for a threat? We recognize so much of who these people are in their opinions. The science here is not at all simplified, as if to show the makers know what they are talking about. At the outset, there is something very unique and odd about the chemistry between Jim Saar and Ishwak Singh. Odd, not in the sense that they seemed like lovers, more than colleagues, which they do by the way, but there is a little sense of how their relationship develops, from strangers to protege mentor to companion to being edged out of one other's life. Sarabhai inspiring Bhabha to take up national cause with a flick of a button seems really sudden. How does an overhaul of ideology take place so quickly? I question. Otherwise, both the main protagonist performances, both Jim Saar and Vikram Saar and Ishwak Singh, were stellar. Especially Jim Saar, man, what an actor! A brilliant performance as Homi J. Bhabha. I don't think anyone else could have portrayed the Parsi scientist better.
Something else.
Sarabhai, right?
Yes, sir. Vikram Sarabhai.
Often the best minds tend to lose objectivity in their pursuit of excellence. Vikram Sarabhai.
I just have a few things to nitpick. The VFX of a few scenes seemed wonky, like the VFX scene where the rocket was launched to deliver a message to Mrinalini, and the flag waving scene. Both seemed very odd to me and kind of seemed wonky. But these are basically nitpicks, as I don't have much bad things to say about the show. A quick shout out to today's sponsor, Friendshare. Friendshare is an amazing app that provides you with highly personalized recommendations for books, TV shows, movies, and podcasts. It's like a mixture of Letterboxd, Goodreads, and IMDb, but even better. When you install the app from the link, it's in the description and the bio, you'll be asked about your genre preferences, to select a few titles, to learn about your tastes, to personalize your content recommendations. From there, the entire homepage is personalized for you. The Picked For You section has worked for me 100% of the times I have used it. Whatever movie, show that I have picked, I've ended up loving or really liking. Every title has its dedicated page with its ratings and cast information and summaries and reviews for the users of the app. You have your own profile page with your own ratings and reviews. The entire app is user based, so you can follow other users can follow you, and you can read each other's reviews and content recommendations. The app is entirely free to use and an really amazing option for content recommendations. Do download the app from the first link in the description and the bio, as it will help me out. Thank you. The addition of a young APJ Abdul Kalam, though evocative, makes the show feel more symbolic and politically necessary than artistically valid, which also it certainly is. There is symmetry in the storytelling between both Bhabha and Sarabhai. Sarabhai gets a rocket launch, whereas Bhabha gets a nuclear reactor. Bhabha gets a heartbroken, whereas Sarabhai gets a mistress. Siddharth Roy Kapoor all but confirmed that there will be a season 2 in an interaction with Cyrus Bharucha in his podcast.
does it start? It starts from them as even younger,
It starts before independence, at a time when Homi is a lecturer in a university in Calcutta, and Vikram is finishing off his time at Cambridge, and the Second World War hits, and he has to come back, to India, and they meet at that point of time. So it starts before independence, around 42, and the first season ends in 62, and then the second season is from 62 to 74. So it pretty much spans 4 decades across their entire lives.
So the last episode was basically a setup for season 2, which will be very interesting to watch if you know anything about Homi Bhabha and Vikram Sarabhai's lives. I personally felt that the title Rocket Boys did not do enough justice to the show, as it was much more than that. The only thing that bothered me while watching the show to an irritating level was the unoptimized Sony Live app for the Android TV. Sony, if you're watching this, please get your shit together and fix the app. Otherwise, an almost flawless show, which I highly recommend you watch.